All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Juice is Loose, the podcast that first and foremost is about having fun. So that's what we're going to try to do. Last week we had a blast, so this week we're going to try to repeat.
Woo!
Got a slightly different group. We got one person different than last week, but
Delinquent.
why don't we go ahead and why don't you go first, Twilight? It's been a while since you've been on the Juice is Loose, man. It's probably been 3-4 months.
Dude, it's been more than 3-4 months. It's been like a year.
I think you might have been on one over.
I was living in Baton Rouge at my dad's house it's been a long time.
Okay,
Man.
well, it's good to have you back. What do you got to say for yourself, man?
Well, I go by the old point on this because it won't let me be Twilight Bites on Google Hangouts. But I am Twilight Bites, and I'm here to have fun.
Yeah, that's a pretty picture you got up there, man.
Look, man, appreciate it. That's my promotional material.
It's the PS4 version since we're all rocking the
version. The HD 4K Twilight.
60
Go
frames
follow
per
my
second.
music channel, man. Go follow my music channel.
60 frames per second on a still image.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit!
They squeezed all 60 frames into that one picture. You can see the boogers in my nose.
Oh man.
So that guy laughing. Why don't you go next?
Yo, what's up, guys? It's the Insane Game Freak here, aka Terrell. I feel like a regular now. This is like my third consecutive podcast.
I think so.
We're getting good at this. I'm taking over, everybody. I'm taking over. But yeah,
I'm changing the name to Terrell is Loose.
Well, so that implies something different, and I don't want to get any misconceptions going around on the internet.
Hey man, it might be true, bro. It might
Hey,
be true. You don't know you like that.
No, bold. No.
All right, good to have you back on, and then we have two guests in one slot here. So we got Mr. T.
Hey fools, Mr. T here. How y'all doing?
And his alter ego.
Nah, fool. This is the hell, Mr. T. This is Shaw Troll's show tonight. Mr. T can't be joining us tonight. He's in an intense fag coma. So Shaw Troll is ruling this thing. Too much Mario milk. He's drinking too much Mario milk up in this bitch.
All right, we're off to a good start.
Oh my God.
So sorry for the 30-minute late start, but we were waiting for somebody who didn't know he was invited. But we're here.
I know, thanks, Terminator.
Yeah.
Exposed to the max.
It's cool because you gave us a chance to deliberate on some things.
Yeah, we had to catch up because we hadn't talked to Twilight in a good 6 months at least. So, all right, let's. Before we get started, I just want to say thanks to everyone. Had my Mario Kart 8 tournament back in form last Thursday. Had a good turnout of 12, actually 13 racers total. It was fun. Went to 150cc, kind of ease our way back in, because I've been rocking the 200cc, since the April update. And Anderson Archilla won, and he was who was Shiggy. He had a Miyamoto me that he made, and with his Captain Falcon, or not Captain Falcon, Fox costume for the me costume. So he did really well, won the whole thing, and barely beat out Red Knight and myself, so good turnout. Mr. T, he finished in the results. I won't say where, but he finished.
He got his ass exposed.
I did ask if he was
back and play Mario Kart.
I was asking if he let his daughter play.
Exposed.
How old's your daughter?
That's messed up, fools. That's messed up right there. My daughter's 3 years old. You want to talk about me like that on air? That's cold, fools.
Look, some Jekyll Hyde stuff going today.
It's like fucking Smeagol talking to the goblin.
Oh man, I don't know how long I can keep that up.
That's good stuff.
Oh, he brought the illusion.
I'm gonna confuse myself.
And it was good to play Mario Kart again. I can't lie. Hadn't really played it in about a month, and nice taking a break from Splatoon and those dino rollers just destroying me.
Yeah.
Actually playing Mario Kart. So it was a nice change, and I'm looking forward to hopefully keeping this going for a little bit again. and racing every Thursday. So that's that. First topic is kind of, I'm going to surprise you guys. I didn't really address this in the title, but the Doom 4 or Doom, whatever they're calling the new Doom game they showed at E3, developer was talking about their goal of making this game 1080p, 60 frames per second. I'm assuming he was talking about on consoles because I mean it seems almost guaranteed on PC if you got a good rig. They said that it was a high priority, or I don't know if they use those words exact, but their goal was to achieve that as well as make it one of the best looking games. So they're not just going to settle for doing like Arkham Knight or Watch Dogs, trying to just make it look really good and then settling for 30 frames per second. So
Yeah.
I want to commend them on striving for 60 frames especially, and not just taking the easy way out. Whether they pull it off or not, I guess we'll have to wait and see. But I think there's two ways to look at this. You can look at it, say, man, it's sad that that's got to be a priority instead of gameplay and all that. But then you also got to look at they're trying to make a polished game, and they're like Nintendo always strives for 60 frames per second on their games. So I gotta give them credit for if they pull it off. I think it's a good goal for a shooter to hit 60 frames per second. So I guess I want to get your guys' thoughts on if you think that that's a good goal or pointless, and then what you think they'd actually have to sacrifice to hit that from what we saw at E3, that really impressive looking, if it was actual gameplay at their E3 press conference, if they could actually achieve that at 1080p 60 frames on the PS4 and Xbox One. So I know we usually don't talk graphics too much on here, but I thought maybe mix it up. So anybody wants to go first, take it away.
I'd like to speak on it, but go ahead since you already.
Oh, my bad. I ain't mean to cut you off.
Oh, you good? You're just gonna say what I'm gonna say, but better.
I don't know about that, but visually, yeah, the game looked impressive, obviously, and it's Doom, so there's not much quote unquote innovation or gameplay things they're gonna do. So it makes sense to focus on the visuals and try to deliver what they showed at E3. I just hope that 60 frames is more of the emphasis and not 1080p.
Yeah.
So I'd rather have it be 720p or 900p or whatever, that new frame rate that came this generation.
New res.
Or, excuse me, new resolution that came this generation. I've never heard of before. But yeah, 900p or 720p 60 frames over 1080p 30 frames.
Yeah.
And so that's pretty much what I'm looking for. And I really doubt, I could be wrong, but I really doubt they'd be able to get what we saw at E3 on Xbox One or PS4 at 1080p 60. So they're just gonna have to suffer, graphical fidelity. I can't even talk. Fidelity. Graphical fidelity is gonna have to suffer a little bit, I would think, on those consoles. PC, I'm pretty sure it can get that or pretty close to it. So.
Yeah, and you can turn off like the effects
right
that you don't deem necessary, which I didn't really know until I built a PC a couple years ago. And it's like there are definitely ones that make little to any no difference for me personally, like the draw distance texture quality, like far away objects and stuff, and like some of that stuff's just really pointless unless if you can run it on high, that's fine. But so basically you're saying 60 frames, that's a good goal you think they should hit.
Yeah, I think that's more important.
Don't settle for 30 frames to keep that 1080p native, that that buzzword that's kind of faded a little bit.
Bullseye.
And I guess Twilight, if you want to add to that, or
well, people like to speak as if companies working on graphics are automatically sacrificing gameplay, and so I'm just trying to figure out how that's the case. Either way, like how much time is dedicated to graphics and how much time is actually spent dedicated towards gameplay. Now lately, we've seen that a lot of it is dedicated to graphics and less to gameplay. And so for the game, I just want it to be polished and good and not sacrifice actually being fun just so it looks good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like there was something more I needed to say about this, but I can't think of it right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really all I gotta say. If it sucks but looks good, it'll just go down in history as another one of those types of games. But
Yeah,
it's one of those wait and see things. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those it depends kind of things, and I hate those. But it's all gonna depend.
and I did want to point out that Bethesda's got a track record for delivering games that aren't quite polished at launch.
At all.
So
Yeah, buggy dog shit.
Yeah.
I was trying to put it nice.
Here's one thing I want to say about graphics. Is a lot of times if you got a game with a lot of good graphics and stuff, but you don't know how to fucking have an immersive game, like good graphics will make it even less realistic. Like I'm more willing to believe Mario Galaxy than I am any kind of other like glitchy, high quality, like high graphics, high fidelity game. Because if this guy walks through this other guy's face, you know what I'm saying, or people like running into walls and walking through them and everything, like that's just garbage. Like I'm more impressed by a stylized game like Kingdom Hearts. You know what I'm saying? They're taking some stuff that isn't like you can't copy and paste it from reality. You got to create all that stuff on your own, create particle effects based on a whole nother set of physics that don't exist in the real world. You know what I'm saying? That they can't emulate the real world. And if that's the deal, and I can reach out and touch it, that's much more impressive to me. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, I like to say the phrase cohesive, like art style, cohesive aesthetic, where it's like everything works together and looks like they had a concept like Splatoon. They had a concept for the character design, and they spanned a whole game around that, and it all works together. Nothing looks out of place. And that, to me, means more than just high-res Chicago, like a high-res version of Chicago, or like a more believable trees blowing in the wind or something. Like,
yeah, but those trees can be driven through with no consequences. Like the tree bark doesn't move, or if it just moves through like it's a hologram, then what's the point?
Yeah, so the more realistic they try to go, the faker it looks when you try to test the limits of the visuals and the world they created. When you can find the faults when they're trying to make it seem real and look real and feel real, whereas go ahead, Terrell.
I was gonna say because when y'all brought Watch Dogs, it kind of got into a point because my bigger issue isn't with them aiming for 1080p 60 frames per second. I just wish developers would stop saying that. Like if you would just if that's your goal, you don't need to tell us, because I mean that was one of the problems with Watch Dogs. Instead of just working on the game, you felt the need to overhype the game and push the game out in this ridiculous PC version. And then it's like, well, now you've messed with my expectations. I'm assuming the game's going to look at least around that quality. And so when it doesn't, because, I mean, people were saying when Watch Dogs came out, Watch Dogs doesn't look bad overall. It just looks worse than what we've been shown for, like, the last few years. And it just completely just disillusioned us.
Yeah. It's way worse than what they showed in the beginning.
Yeah, so when it comes to the whole, Doom is aiming for 1080p 60 frames per second, well, I mean, granted, this is probably the better way of doing it, saying I'm going to try to aim for it. But the whole point is I don't want to go like another year if you keep telling me that, and then the game comes out and it's like 25 frames and like 720p or some shit. Like, just work on making the game run. And when you get a build of it that's stable, that's at a legitimate frame rate, let me know. Like, if it's 720p at 30 frames, that's cool. And then if later down the road you can get it to 60 frames, see, that's better. If you start from the bottom and get higher, it only gets better. But when you do the reverse, you've completely fucked expectations up.
The thing is, I'm gonna accept this. I'm totally with you. I hate that people lead with the 1080p 60 frame. They lead with that when they talk about their games instead of talking about like the game. but I'm gonna give Doom a pass simply because it's Doom. It's not about the story. It's not going to be about. It's never going to be about the story. The gameplay is killing, demons in hell. I mean, it's mostly what you're going to get. So I want them demons to look as cool and as fast as they can. That's basically what I look for in a Doom game. At this point, to just blow me away visually, but technically, hold up to what you should be, doing.
Right. Because Doom games. I mean, back in the day, maybe they did, but to me, they never really looked that good, but they were still fun.
Right.
I remember playing it, I think, on the N64. Did that have Doom
64? Yeah.
Or Doom 64, yeah. And they were solid games. I haven't really touched one since Doom 3. I played like a couple hours of it, but, like I said, and I think Terrell said it perfect, don't make that claim now, and then if it doesn't hit that, then it's disappointment. Right. They got the game engine running to a point. Like, Nintendo doesn't even talk about the frame rate until the game comes out right before maybe someone will test it or Nintendo will actually say it. They'll say it on it says the resolution, I think.
On the box art, it'll be at the back sometimes.
And
that's when
like,
you first learn about it.
That's when you find out. It's like, but that their goal is always 60 frames. They don't have to say it, and I think that should, maybe he's just trying, maybe he's really confident and he wants people to know, hey, we're not just going to settle, we're trying, but then like what happens if they don't hit it? Then it only looks bad. So I think it's dumb to say it at this point. It should just be.
Yeah, well, it's like what Twilight said. It's a wait and see approach.
I mean, they're just doing what this generation gets hype about. So like I said, it's Doom. Like Doom, I'm not sure about Doom 3 sales, but Doom hasn't been like around for a while. So you gotta hit the audience with those buzzwords, to get people excited about Doom. Because what we saw at E3 would look pretty damn good, but I don't really hear a lot of people talking about Doom like that,
No,
so I think this is partially marketing as well.
Yeah, that's true. My personal impressions when I saw it were, I'll believe this is actual in-game gameplay when the reviews come out and there's videos.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so skeptical of third parties at this point. I don't even believe that was the actual game engine running the game. Like,
that's not your fault. Because
I was gonna say that's the problem with this generation. Period. Like, why is this the generation in which you don't trust nobody? It's like, I don't remember the PS3 360 generation being this bad. Like, where I was like, well,
there was a few instances.
I mean, yeah, but it was on it's like almost every AAA game now in this current generation.
Yeah, that's true. It seems like all the biggest games that are coming out, you always have this kind of wait and see approach.
Let me be a fanboy real quick, y'all.
It's not our fault.
Isn't it funny how this generation Nintendo has had the opposite of that problem? But pretty much every game that they've developed, we've been like, that's all right. And as it gets closer to release, we're like, damn, this shit looking good.
Mm-hmm.
That's because anybody can make cartoony dog shit look good.
That's true.
No, I mean, seriously.
But I mean, Devil's Third, even with Devil's Third, I was inclined to think that maybe it would look better now. We know better now. But,
well, they're trying to polish the turd, apparently.
Yeah, and it's like talking about Mario Kart 8 earlier, playing that game after like a month. That game still just
it's gorgeous.
Looks gorgeous. It blows me away how good that is. Not even a hint of slowdown. Just so much stuff going on. Like, that to me means more than just more photorealistic and all that. Because I don't know how like Nintendo does it, but they make cartoony, or if you will, it almost looks like CG to me. Like, it's getting near Pixar, like early Pixar to me. But it's somehow they made like 3D World Mario feel like he's actually in that environment and you're actually looking at a real object. It's almost like it feels 3D.
Eyes follow enemies and stuff. It's just
and it's like it looks like not that I have a 3D TV, but the game isn't 3D. But it just looks like the depth is there, and it's just whatever they do with their lighting engine and their blur effects, just to me sells like depth and stuff more than just ridiculous high res, trying for realism. Like what's a good example of one going for absolute realism? you know, like a Battlefield Hardline or something, you know, and it's like it just doesn't look real. Like GTA 5 has an art style beyond just trying to look real. It almost has like a quasi cell shadedness to it at moments.
Yeah, there's a kind of, you know, there's a realism, but then there's like the surrealism to it as well.
That's what it, yeah, and it works for that game.
Yeah.
That game world looks really good, and you know, it's a cohesive aesthetic. They pulled it off. Everything looks good. So, anyway, let's stop graphics whoring here and
Rezo hose.
and let's talk about Splatoon, a game that I think is completely underappreciated for its visuals. Talking about visuals, but that's not what we're here to talk about. That game, to me, that game looks fantastic. Like that, I just think it looks amazing. But we're here to talk about the update. And Twilight made a short little video talking about it already, but I'll get everyone else's thoughts. It comes August 6th. It's free. It's a download update. Obviously, it's not on disc stuff. This is the first new stuff that's not on the disc. We're getting a squad ranked lobby where you and a squad of three other players that you I don't know how exactly, if you got to invite them or if they just can join you. That didn't get explained, but you can play the ranked battles, so the splat zones, the tower control, the rainmaker. You'll be able to play with friends, which I think is awesome because I loved splat zones, but I never play it because I'm sick of playing by myself and, you know, getting beat and not having a good team, like Twilight said. So we get ranked squad lobby. Then you get private lobbies with friends for 2 to 8 players. You can pick the map. You can pick weapon categories. You can have, you know, like I said, 1-on-1. You could have 3-on-2, 4-on-1. I mean, I thought it was going to be, if you don't have 8 players, you weren't going to be able to play, but they made it real flexible. They didn't go through all the options, though, but it sounds like there's going to be some decent options, and that's going to be cool. Then they added the 50 level cap. They raised it from 20 up to 50. And then the ranked battle from A+ went up to like SP+ or something ridiculous. I'm still at C+. And then we get the bucket, the Gatling gun, which I thought was the Rainmaker mode. I thought that'd be cool, one person with a Gatling gun against everybody, but apparently that's just a new weapon. You can use it in the game. 40 new pieces of gear that you can buy using your in-game currency. And all little thing no one will probably ever use, but you can actually LAN party up to 8 Wii U's together with this new mode and play with friends.
Yes.
Like I used to do with Call of Duty and people used to do with Halo. If you know somebody that actually has another, know somebody in your town or friends, like I have 2 friends that have Wii U's in Splatoon, we could have a little LAN party, and that's just a little feature that, like I said, no one's going to use probably, but they put it in there, and there's going to be a little tournament option in that mode. So that's all coming for free August 6th, and Twilight, you made a video on it, so I'm going to go to Ms. T and Terrell first since I haven't heard their thoughts.
Oh, all right.
I don't know if you want to try to cover everything or go individually, but whatever you want to do, you can take it away.
Well, I just want to say we talked about this offline, and yeah, like you said, it is pretty much a game changer, and someone's gonna create a whole new game now with all these. Hold on. I just want to cut Mr. T off real quick. This fool is not qualified to talk about Splatoon. He ain't even beat that dog shit ass. What you call it? He ain't even beat the story mode yet in that game. He ain't qualified to talk about Splatoon because he ain't beat the tutorial part yet. So you might as well go to Terrell, fool.
Oh my God! No. I don't know. I can't follow that. That's
you didn't even beat the glorified tutorial? Damn.
He didn't even beat that glorified tutorial, man. Come on.
Oh my God! I can't beat that. I don't know. That's a tough act to follow, man. God damn.
That's a hot mess, man.
Take it away, Terrell. Take it away.
Okay. My thoughts and opinions. Honestly, it's obvious they're trying to push that as like the new Evo kind of game. Like they want to make that like a competitive game, and it's not like people haven't already been trying to do like strats and all that other kind of stuff in it. But I'm surprised this is coming early August. Usually when Nintendo announces a release date, it's usually like at the end of the month. So I was like, oh snap, this is coming out in like a week. And then on top of that, they say in the press release that we're getting more free content after this. And I'm like, okay, at this point, y'all just don't care. Like at a certain, like it's gonna get to the point where I'm be like, okay, guys, you can start charging for this stuff. It's all right. I mean, you're done with the on disc stuff.
Especially when it's not even on disc. Yeah, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, like I don't think none of the gear was on disc. I think the gear is all new stuff. So I'm like, it's okay. You can start charging. No, we got you. No, Nintendo, seriously, you can start charging.
You really are gonna go out of business.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel bad about this. Don't do that.
We thought Mario Kart 8 was the best deal in DLC history, but I think.
Hey man, don't say something controversial. You know, doesn't mean we can't have that.
Well, some people might say it should have been there from the beginning, which some of it could have been, but.
I see.
How can you complain?
I was gonna say like it, because people always be like, oh, so you Nintendo bags are giving Splatoon a pass, and I'm sitting there like, but. See, and people keep acting like, oh, but it's on the disc. I'm like, but it's free. That's the whole point of it. Like people act like that's such a non-factor. No, that's the reason why I'm not angry, because you don't make me pay for it. The only thing I gotta suffer is a wait time.
I think honestly they just did it to try to do a slow burn for the content, so that people just didn't blow through everything, get bored in a month or a couple weeks. Now here's some new weapons. Here's a new map. So I turned it on. And I think it was a strategy from the beginning to get people to maybe after a week goes by, they haven't played it. Oh, wait, now I have a new map and some new weapons to try out. I think it was them trying to solve the problem of online shooters getting bored and people getting tired of them too quickly if it ain't Call of Duty. So I think it was a plan from the beginning.
They get tired of quickly with Call of Duty. That's why they had to have them every year.
I was going to say, I know that I agree with that, Terminator, because they tried to deal with Codename Steam. Because they did actually try to do those little tournaments. The problem with that is one, that
nobody bought the damn
game. I own the game. That interface is kind of janked up. It seems like they just threw that online in there, and it's sad because the online actually works pretty well. It's just you can't do. It's the same problem Splatoon had. You can't do like custom matches and private matches and whatnot. And they tried to do the little tournaments, but like as T said, no one bought the game, so.
Yeah, what happened to Steam, man? That was.
I think it's so.
What happened was Monster Hunter 4.
Yeah.
And they didn't come out at the same time, didn't they? Yeah.
And the Nintendo fags buying old ass games like the George Maz remixes, you know.
I bought my.
And I bought that game and I already beat it. I got all 3 stars in every level. I did my parts. You know, I want to hear that shit.
Before we go any further, I just want to expose Mr. T a little bit more. This dude, he had a Splatoon about a year now. You know, he's still at rank 16, exposed to the max.
Yeah, that 50 level cap isn't going to do much for Mr. T.
At all.
Oh, dude, I just hit 20 like maybe a week ago after that Splatfest. So I was like, this 50, I'm not even. Man, I'd be surprised if I get to 50 by the end of this generation, which
that
might be like,
that 50.
I got
by the end of the generation, dude. That's not an exaggeration, though, bro.
Because that could be 2016.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said
it. Ooh, burn.
I do want to say though, for me personally, I hit the level cap about 2.5 weeks ago, and it really did cut down my drive to turn the game on. So it's just that little dangle and that carrot, man. And,
that's exactly what I was worried about. That's why I've been taking my time. I was worried that once I hit 20, it's still fun, but it's gonna be less motivating.
Mm-hmm.
Once you level cap. So
I'm gonna go to a active gamer life question here that's related to what we're talking about. Kind of hinted at it. He asks, "Is Splatoon still not worth the price of admission?" Laugh my ass off because he thinks it's the #1 or the online game of the generation and the #1 must-play game of the generation for him, like Super Mario Bros. 3 was, Link to the Past, Mario 64, Ocarina of Time. So let's start the first one. The people still, if anyone still says that Splatoon's not worth a $60 game at this point, I mean they're just hating. There's just nothing. No.
I was gonna say I have a confirmation of seal approval. Shokyo on his Facebook said he was finally going to get the game because now.
Right, I was gonna say that's what most people have always said. That the people that have said whatever have always said, "Well, I'll wait till the full game drops." So that
What
was
difference does it make? You're still paying $60 for a game.
So now you sitting around at level 1. You're gonna get smashed when you come up on.
It's like the stuff's coming. You know it's gonna be free. That to me was.
Hey man, the rest of the generation has conditioned everyone not to believe in that. That's why. That's that paranoia. They don't trust. They don't trust Nintendo.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't fully blame. Yeah, I understand to a degree.
Yeah, I'm not mad at somebody. Like, if they want to wait till August, that's fine. But you're still paying the same amount, and you're still getting the same game. So, to me, it seems a little.
Now you got to play catch up. That's the only downfall.
Yeah, it just seems like you're being attention for, basically.
And like, it's not like we knew Mario Kart 8 was going to get that awesome DLC packs 1 and 2. But you could say, well, Mario Kart wasn't worth the $60 when it came out until now it's worth, buying. It's like. It's not quite the same because Mario Kart was still a pretty complete game, and we didn't know about the DLC. But in retrospect, it'd be silly if someone said that.
Well, I said whoever wanted to do whatever, boycott, all that good stuff, fine. I had no problem with people doing that. I just want you to be consistent. So don't just treat Splatoon like that. When games that you seem to be looking for are coming out, and the last game has some issues online. Make sure you're gonna be consistent in your stance and your principles. That's all I was.
Yeah, don't pre-order Halo 5.
Right.
Yeah.
That's already happened.
Oh, yeah, it's the #1 pre-ordered game right now in North America.
Well, yeah, exactly. But that's my point. Don't be a hypocrite. And on the other side, and then have all these rules when it comes to Nintendo.
And what do you guys think of? I don't know. I think Mario Kart 8 for me is still the #1 online game of this generation, but Splatoon over with these new modes is probably going to take that crown.
I think Splatoon's already taken it because I played Splatoon way more online than I had Mario Kart 8. I'll say that. Overall, anyway.
Yeah, I got 60 hours into Splatoon. I got 240 in Mario Kart. So, I mean, to me, it's got the potential with this new update with the squad. Playing ranked battles, I mean that just doubled it, at least doubled the play time for Splatoon.
I wouldn't qualify what Mr. T does on Mario Kart 8 Online as playing.
But I mean, it's definitely. I think Mario Kart 8's the game of the generation at this point, right now. But we'll see what the future when this generation.
I don't know, man. I've seen that battle mode. I don't know how I feel about that.
But I'm biased. I'm a Mario Kart fan, but
Smash Brothers. Are you all?
I like Smash.
I like Smash, but Smash would be like my second. I think Splatoon.
That's a good game. It definitely got me hooked on Smash. I never was I never went in on Smash like that. But I do love the new one. So, and
I'm gonna just say because I've been on Splatoon since it came out. I haven't really played anything else. The only time I play Smash is when my friends come over or something. But Splatoon is probably gonna be that game of the generation, and Smash is coming out real quick. Because I watched Evo, and I was like, man, I need to get back into this. I need to get back on my grind.
That's what I was feeling real good. Then I had my tournament, got destroyed, and I haven't played it since.
Just killed that motivation, didn't you?
Got destroyed, but. We in 360 with me. He's got 200 plus hours in Splatoon. He said he hit level 20 on the release day, the day it came out.
Is that possible?
What?
I think it took me 20 hours while I was playing the single player.
Wait a minute, but there wasn't even ranked battles on release day. How did that happen?
1, 2, 5.
You there, Twilight?
Yeah. Am I there?
Yeah.
You sound like you're in a cave, though.
A little bit quiet.
Testing, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
All right.
Good enough. All right, so I got an idea, and I actually brought this up in a podcast that's not going to air because it didn't turn out, but Splatfest, they had the one that was delayed, and then we got one right after, and I think not enough time one in between. But I believe it was me or Ms. T or Red Knight, somebody came up with this idea. I think my memory's telling me that it was me, but I was thinking of a Halloween-themed Splatfest with costumes and everything, and obviously it'd be like skeletons versus jack-o'-lanterns or something, and having the Inkopolis decorated and spooky stuff with, like I said, you can buy witch costume or any kind of like crazy costumes and stuff, and then do something like that for Christmas or Thanksgiving and stuff.
It's gonna happen, dude.
I think like that would be so awesome. Have orange and black be the paint, the ink, and what do you guys
The
think?
only two colors, orange and black.
Well, the Japanese, like
Just did the third one.
I don't know if they celebrate Christmas, but they definitely acknowledge it. So there'll probably be a Christmas one, and it'll be white and red ink. We already know they have red and black ink in the game.
Yeah, and white. They just posted. Someone on Miiverse in Japan posted a white.
Dude,
Nah, he
that
probably-
Splatfest has milk tea versus lemon tea or something like that. That is so inappropriate, dude. Like all that white ink everywhere, dude. It was,
I was gonna say.
So piss versus semen. That's what you're talking about.
yeah, basically pee and semen, basically.
Yeah.
I was gonna say though, and that kind of brings me to another point about I really like about Splatoon. There's so much support for like just the events and everything because we've already had 2 Splatfests. Japan's on its 3rd one. I think they just finished their 3rd one. Like, and we're not even out of July yet. Well, we're about to be, but still, my point is like, if this is what Nintendo can do when it actually focuses and actually tries to support it, I would love for them to do the same thing with Smash and host like more tournaments, online tournaments.
Yeah.
'Cause-
I mean, I think.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were. No, I just want to say I think the August 6th update is going to be kind of like a relaunch for Splatoon, and they can do the same thing with Smash with the tournament. So.
I mean, they are planning to bring the tournament mode to Smash in August. Too.
Yeah, that's what I meant. It could be almost a relaunch for Smash. So, sorry, Tora, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, it's fine because it still flows into my main point. I'm just glad that they're kind of starting to push the online for the console more, considering everything else they've been doing this generation isn't really. I mean, the only other game of note would have been like Mario Kart, but everything else is pretty much like a single-player experience. So I'm glad that when they have a game that's primarily focusing for online, I'm glad that they're really pushing it. And I'm probably going to bank that Splatoon will probably sell like 2 million at least by the end of this year.
Yeah.
It's already blown through and it's only been like, what, 2 months?
And it's still selling pretty well in Japan. I think that's. I mean, it's almost equal in Japan.
That saved the gaming industry in Japan. That's what that did.
Basically.
Pretty much.
And I mean,
console side.
I mentioned this when we were talking about features for the NX, how much I love the Miiverse. And the way that Splatoon just takes live posts that people, you don't even have to get out of the game. You go up to the little Miiverse box, and you can draw, handwrite, whatever you want, and then like 5 minutes later, it's in the Splatfest in Inkopolis on the billboards.
Yeah.
And it's like, talk about taking online to a whole nother level that no one's really done before. Having your basically your hub world be online, like always online, almost like it's live happening right then and there. People's posts and stuff showing up in billboards and the fireworks going off, and it's like how like my drawings ended up both times on the billboards, and I'm just like, man, it's just so cool to contribute to the game and see it up there and have other people see it, and it's like no one, I can't think of anyone else has ever used online for anything more than matchmaking, and I just think Nintendo should be credited for thinking outside the box when it comes to utilizing the online features.
And what a great
somebody
way
brought
to.
up a good point about kind of segue into this. Miiverse ought to be integrated into the system better, man, because what they're doing with it now is already awesome. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to integrate it into the system, operating system a little better would be just amazing, I think. You know what I'm saying?
If you didn't have to boot it
a
up.
lot more. Yeah, you didn't have to boot it up.
If it was just
And
there,
just love the game.
Well, I mean, you can see that they're still trying to support it because we got that update on Wednesday. So
yeah, I think they realize the future the Miiverse has the potential it has for the future, and I think that's why that's where their updates go. That's where all the
And now Nintendo actually is building an online community, which will help them in the future. Because a lot of people like to act like that. A lot of the problems with the Nintendo console was just the fact that Nintendo didn't get these games. I'm like, well, a lot of these games became online multiplayer focused back in the Wii 360 PS3 generation, and Nintendo's online was nowhere near anything competent enough to have a fan base. So when they were putting these games on here that had a lot of online connectivity in it, well, it's like there is no online Nintendo community currently. So that's now that they had that, because I always hate the fact that the Wii U, even when the NX comes, the Wii U will still probably be looked at as a failure in a lot of aspects. And in some ways it has, but I feel like it was a stepping stone, a necessary stepping stone, and like building an online community is one of those things. It did. May not have done amazingly, but it built one. So when the NX
they went
comes
from nothing to this Miiverse community, like from one generation to the next, they had nothing really for an online infrastructure.
right.
To now they have these Miiverse profiles and all these artists and all this stuff that I think they have to continue. But anyway, let's. Mr. T, you were going to say something a few minutes ago. I don't know if.
I forgot it. It wasn't that big of a deal.
Anyway, I just think that this update's going to be a game changer for Splatoon, and it's going to get me to play a lot more. I think the ranked squad thing's going to be.
That's gonna be gold.
That's gonna be awesome, and of course.
How many of us is in this podcast? Us four, dude. We're the squad, man.
we need a squad name though, man. We need a squad name.
Game of Life can switch out or whatever.
The 18 fools.
Oh, of course.
Nah, bro.
We ain't doing that.
My buddy Steel
Tea Party?
I gotta have my buddy Steel on my team because he's just a beast with the roller, and I gotta have a good roller player.
You do have to have a good roller player.
And ASAP
we'll alternate. That's all.
Yeah, there's gonna be room for multiple squads, so I think mine's gonna be pretty simple and just be squad team juice or something like that. I don't know.
Juicy.
Yeah. Juicy.
Oh my God. We're gonna come up with less sexual sounding names.
Yeah, you might want to keep working on that one. Yeah.
Oh man.
All right, so we got a lot of questions here. I figured we can jump onto that, unless anybody has anything left to say about Splatoon before we move on to the questions.
I knew somebody.
Yeah, and I was thinking it too. I was like, I don't know.
I was definitely a kid now that I heard all this update news. And Space Ninja Joe made a funny remark. We were talking about 60 frames per second. And he was talking about Doom. He's like, maybe they should just go for 59 because Mario Kart 8 looks pretty sweet.
I know, man. I know. That's a good point. It might be the missing link. Might take just enough of the edge off for these games to finally run the way people act like they're supposed to.
All right, so we're going to go to questions now. We're going to start Capable Tie 7. Ask a question on the event page. I answered this, so I'm going to pick just maybe if a couple of you guys want to take it. I'm going to start with Twilight, though. Would you want Zelda U to have a perk or ability tree, allow you to customize a base or a house in your clothes, and have a crafting system for building and upgrading weapons?
Dude, why? I mean, you know the answer to that damn question. Like, why would he? I mean, that's such a detailed question. Like, he knows I would want that.
Would you want the best stuff in the game?
Who wouldn't want that?
I don't want. That's too much RPG for me.
Yeah, I actually don't want that in my Zelda.
Did you guys play Skyward Sword?
Yeah, that was the weakest part.
One of the things I didn't like about Skyward Sword was the constantly having to fix my swords and.
Wind Waker.
Look. I come from the Monster Hunter camp, so that well executed in my Zelda is more than welcome. So if the question is for me, then I would say those kinds of elements are incredible as long as they aren't shoehorned in. And I'm grinding 800 years for it. Monster Hunter, the gameplay revolves around grinding. Zelda is about the adventure. So one thing that you want to keep it like gaining items and stuff and gaining new abilities. That's special. So you definitely want to keep that element of specialness about finding a new, better sword or something in there. You know what I'm saying? So it's a thin line, you know. But I would love to be able to customize a home base or something like that, especially with this new expansive map that they're talking about. You have, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, I mean, I guess if the option's there, I just probably wouldn't do it. I think that's just I want the gameplay to draw most of my time, not decorating a house like Animal Crossing. I just for me personally, I just want it to stay more Zelda-ish and less go full on RPG. But you know, I wouldn't be mad if it.
that's not full on RPG though. He's just the question
No, it's
is.
not full on, but it's
pretty
deep.
Yeah, that's pretty relatively embedded in
Restate,
RPGs.
restate the question. Restate the question one more time.
Oh, I already I deleted it, so I wouldn't lose track of
See,
which ones I asked.
that's very convenient because I was going to bust all of you guys' bubble.
I mean, I don't mind some of those things. Like a skill tree wouldn't bother me too much.
Now the skill tree thing, yeah, temper that. You know what I'm saying? A skill tree, I don't know.
Skill tree is me getting
It
good with the
depends.
game.
Yeah,
It
that's
depends
why-
on,
I mean-
no. It depends on how expansive the game actually is. So if you have a game that is just the open world and you can go anywhere at one time, you know what I'm saying? It might be kind of good for you to be able to go and fight some monsters that might be a little higher, you know, level than you or whatever, so that you can like get stronger or find stronger items to progress to a.
Well, either that or just have the skill
Nah,
tree.
man.
Die when you run
Well,
into.
either that or have the skill tree be more of an
I
extension
don't
of
want that.
ability for
I
the
don't want that
weapons.
dog shit in my Zelda, man. Nah.
I mean,
Zelda
but-
already has a skill tree. They just do it a different way. Like
True.
the silver gauntlets, and then you find the golden gauntlets, and so you can lift heavier rocks. You know, like so that's basically what a skill tree would be doing. But Zelda already does that, and I don't want them to take that away.
I don't want to have to take the time to pick a path of upgrades and stuff like that. To me personally, that's just
I
me.
like RPGs, but just keep
Yo,
that out of my
Or
Zelda.
maybe do it
y'all wouldn't
like-
make it in Monster Hunter at
Or
all.
maybe just do it as Link Between Worlds, where it's like you get the base item and then you can just upgrade it to a bigger item instead of, or like
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
like to
I mean,
where
that's what Skyward Sword was.
No,
But
but
to catch those stupid bugs and stuff, and I mean,
we're not about that life here.
you could upgrade the shield though. I mean, you're right. That was
yeah, you upgrade. But what I'm saying is like you have to worry about it wearing down and all. I don't want to do that in my Zelda.
No, that's Fire Emblem, man. I've already been through that
I
grind.
like the burning wooden shield because that just makes sense.
Yeah,
That's been in there since.
Man,
Ocarina
y'all
of Time, right?
punks.
Was it
Y'all
before
some,
But anyway,
y'all,
let's not
y'all some punks.
got a lot of
That's all.
yeah. Let's move it on.
moving on. So let's see. We in 360 with me. What year do you think Splatoon 2 would release?
Depends on how long they update the first one. To be
I'm
honest
gonna
with you.
say the second year of the NX's life, so 2017.
It seems
No,
kind of
2018.
yeah, but that seems kind of early to
Yeah,
have. Like,
2018.
yeah, at least give it about 3 years.
But I don't know though. I mean, they got the foundation there. They wouldn't have to.
I'm not saying they don't have the foundation, but the thing that I mean, it was my problem with Pokemon is that I don't want to go through series fatigue. I don't want to get a game like way too close to each other. Like Splatoon, I feel like if they update it like all the way through this year and even some of next year, I wouldn't want like a sequel for a while. Like you gotta let the game marinate for a little bit. So like I don't mind it being on the NX, but like at least give me like a 3 to 4 year gap.
Yeah, see, we've kind of got conditioned to Nintendo games, but most people haven't, so that's why you get a lot of those kinds of complaints about Nintendo taking too long. But I think, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it depends on the success of this game, because Splatoon might get a updated version real quick, because it doesn't look like it's too resource heavy. It looks like they could definitely develop a new one within 2 years.
Yeah, if they don't
Like-
redesign the game engine from the ground up like they do for Mario Kart,
Yeah,
they
exactly.
could definitely holiday 2017 would be 2.5 years later. I
Yeah.
think that would be the earliest, and I don't think you'd see it past 2018 really.
And I think they could do that and the game still be very, very good and a true, progression from the original.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
see, that gets into the question of what would you want in a sequel, though.
So that's a whole other.
Yeah, I know.
I just
I'm
want to
saying.
say, NX, or excuse me, Splatoon 2 gonna launch next year. Get that? You got me on that one. Next year. You see what I did there, fool?
Oh,
Yeah, I don't.
I didn't.
don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. I think 3-4 years down the line, because I don't want fatigue, and
We already get a Mario game every year already. We don't need to get.
Yeah, apparently we get a Mario game.
apparently.
We get a game with Mario in the title every year. That's
Pretty much.
Which is a Mario game. That's a full-fledged Mario game.
I know, man. Mario Tennis is the same thing as Mario Sunshine.
Yeah, Mario, Sonic,
Same
and
thing as
Sochi
Super
Olympics.
Mario Brothers, man.
All right, I'm gonna ask this one to Mr. T because he's the one I hear say this word a lot. This is from Capable Tie 7. How should Nintendo make their mind share from non-Nintendo fans more positive next gen? I want there to be a part of the. I want them to be part of the question when people ask, so you do have a PS4 or an Xbox One.
Who cares?
Well, that's not gonna happen in a generation.
It's gonna take. It's gonna be that if that happens, it's gonna take NX to the next system.
Yeah.
But that's a good question, and I think they're already starting to do that. I think quality of life will have something to do with that, just in Nintendo name only. I think the Universal Parks thing. I think expanding and letting people use their characters and movies and all that stuff is a step forward. I think there should be cartoons again, and more product stuff. Like not cereal. I don't know if cereal will work today, but like just putting those characters in more products.
I want some
outside.
anime adaptations bad, man. I want that Fire Emblem anime.
Yeah,
so
like
bad.
give us some anime and something really cool on TV that everybody's talking about that has to do with Nintendo.
Yeah, like the Netflix series that was rumored.
Yeah, like the
Legend of
Netflix
Zelda.
series. That would go a long way if it's really good. That would go a long way to recapture that mind share. A lot of people, even the guys who say I used to like Nintendo, I used to love Nintendo, whatever. I think that would go a long way for them, because a lot of those guys are very insecure, and they need somebody to say, "Oh, I like Nintendo," for them to like it again. So that's one way. Well, I just gave a kind of a list of ways, but I think Nintendo's doing that stuff, and even the mobile stuff they're doing is good. To get the mind share again, because everybody has a mobile device, everybody has a smart device, and if there's Nintendo games on it or a Nintendo app and all that kind of stuff on it, that will go a long way, I think. So
Nintendo has to be part of the cool kids again. That's
it has
all
to.
it is.
Exactly. It has to
They gotta be with
do all
the
that
cool
stuff.
kids.
Yeah, because honestly, people just say, "Do you got an Xbox One or PS4?" That's what most people ask. Even my neighbor asked me that. I'm like, "Oh, Wii U." He's like, "Is that the black console with the screen?" I was like, "Yep." Like, that's just they need to get past that so people know exactly what they offer, what it is, and that's part of the conversation. So
they should. I feel like they should name the NX either the NX, leave it like as it is, or let's go back to the Nintendo Entertainment System. I don't know why. Let's go back.
I mean, if Xbox can do Xbox One,
right,
they should be able to do. I still think it should be called the Ultra Nintendo or the Nintendo Ultra.
NES Ultra.
Yeah, something like that. Because you Nintendo, Super Nintendo. They all
to get those guys who remember the NES and they've moved on to PlayStation or an Xbox, to get them back. To remember, yeah, I had an NES. That was cool. Maybe this will be cool too.
Yeah.
So.
And it's gotta look good. It's gotta look like a PS4, basically. It's gotta look.
I don't know if I said that.
No,
it has to look sleek. It has to look sleek. It can't look like.
It's sleek, and it's gotta be able to command attention as what the console itself looks like.
It can't look like a rounded
Wii. The Wii U looks like
a rounded Wii.
It's going to the floor with its name. It's got that Wii influence in it.
Yeah.
All right. So the next question is kind of a. Anderson Archilla is looking for advice. He's asking, is the new 3DS worth it, especially as a replacement? I mean, if 3DS,
yes.
Hell yeah.
It depends. Like,
Yeah.
does he have an
Yeah.
XL or like an original 3D?
He didn't say, but
I would still say yes overall. Yeah.
I would say it doesn't matter because the 3D feature alone will make your games new again, straight up and
Yeah.
down. Like especially if you're coming from a smaller one, if you're coming from like the smaller 3DS original, that is the 3DS Plus. I want to call it 3DS Plus, which is what they should have called it. The new 3DS will just revitalize those old games again. You can play them in 3D without it like giving you a headache, and it'll just be like playing new games.
It depends on how much you use your 3DS. If you don't use it that often, then
yeah, that matters too, obviously.
Even though there is an indie game, that futuristic racing game is a new 3DS only.
I was playing my 3DS XL one day, and I was like, dang, I really don't have a good reason to trade it. And I dropped it and it cracked on the shoulder. I was like, oh, you go turn it in. And I was playing it chronic then, and that was the year, that was like, I was playing Fire Emblem and stuff heavy. Man, I played my 3DS way more often now. It's just so much more comfortable, and it's faster.
And the speed, oh man, the speed, like.
They tried to make it
seem
like
it was speed is so good.
But dude, Miiverse, all that stuff, the fact that I ain't gotta worry about Smash Brothers being slow or nothing like that, like the fact that it's just so much better.
Yeah, it just loads faster, downloads fast. I think it's worth it.
When it came out, it made me really wonder, like, what's gonna come after this? Like, what's better than this? You know what I'm saying? Like, the only way they can improve this little system.
You know what's better than this? A Vita that plays 3DS games.
No, not even that. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Anybody?
I was just gonna say it's the best. It's easily to me the best Nintendo handheld ever. Which makes it the best handheld ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they made all the right improvements. If you play your 3DS, it's worth an upgrade just for the time you'll save on boot up times, and you can post to the Miiverse quicker, and Smash is so much better with Smash where you can just get out of the game. You don't have to reboot. It doesn't reboot the system. I mean, it's definitely a good upgrade, but it's not like you absolutely have to if you're strapped for cash or something. Your old 3DS is fine, but it's definitely an improvement. It's worth.
I would even say it's worth trading in some games that you don't like, or it's worth a few sacrifices if you're about it. You know what I'm saying? If you got the extra cash lying around and you really want to dedicate it to something new like that, I think it's worth it.
Yeah, and you can still get good money if your old one's in good shape.
You can.
I got $135 for my refurbished XL that I paid $150 for. So.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. You did better than me.
Yeah, I mean. It'll still look brand new. It's still looking. So next question from Capable Tie 7. When is Nintendo going to stop making the U.S. wait for localization? Having to wait so long for X and Yoshi really irritates me.
Well, X makes sense because of translation.
I know, but why couldn't they?
Yoshi's a cop-out.
Why can't they translate X as they're making the game? Why do they have to localize it after the fact?
Because they probably think because X probably appeals to Japanese gamers more than American gamers.
And Japanese didn't really buy it.
Think about how expansive that game is. It's a lot going on. So they consider this to translate and do it all at the same time. It might have taken the game longer. It might have come out next year for all regions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It might have pushed it back to next year for all regions. They might have come out at the same time, but we would have got it. We probably would want to get it later. In general, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know what to say to that. You can't really speak on that because you know the process of localization.
And it's also because of Nintendo's marketing campaign in the States. It's like in the States we always get the majority of our Nintendo games in the holidays because that's just how Nintendo feels like they make their money. And it works. They make money, so they're not going to stop until the sales numbers say differently.
Yeah, we get a good game in May, and then we get most of them in the November time frame, October, November. So, and then just the second part of that question: how excited are you guys for X? Just real quick, you don't have to make it a long answer. And he thinks it might be have a good chance to be his game of the year. I just think it's probably going to come out too late to really December 6th or 4th, whatever. It probably won't make a lot of game of the year lists, but so just on like a scale of 1 to 10. It might, but on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you guys for this game? Just answer this question.
7.
I'm a 9.
9.
I was a 10 until I realized it would come out for another 2 years. I'm a 9 now. Like I got it's got to be closer to release for me to start getting excited because it's taking too damn long. Like it's been 3 years, man. Like
And
it needs to be closer to the time because I still don't even feel like it's coming out right now. Like it still hasn't even occurred to me if the game's coming out. I still feel like it's forever away.
Yeah.
So once September hits. No, because it come out in December, right? Once November hits, then I start being like, oh, I'm a 10 again. You know.
All right. Let's see here. We got some questions here. So Anderson Archilla, speaking of graphics, what's everyone's thoughts on Star Fox Zeros? Remember, though, that both the gamepad and TV are displaying 2 different perspectives, both running at 60 frames per second. So I won't get those Avatar graphics everyone wanted. I don't know about Avatar graphics, but...
Yeah, that's insane. That's just ridiculous.
So, I mean, seeing it re-uploaded at 60 frames per second, it looks better. I'm not going to lie and say it lived up to my expectations. For what we've seen at E3, there needs to be more enemies on screen and stuff, but I'm not mad at the art style or anything. I don't mind that. I just think that needs some polish and some little touches, but
it needs some life, man. It needs some life.
Yeah, it needs that Nintendo, the touches that are known for, the little details that really finish out the look.
I'm just really praying they pull a Mario 3D World. Because Mario 3D World will go down in history as the game that convinced me that things can really improve from the E3 floor to release.
I think Mario Kart 8 did that.
Absolutely.
Maybe even more, because no one was talking about that game at E3. People forget they showed that Figure 8 track, and no one was talking about that. They were talking about 3D World and Donkey Kong, and then all of a sudden...
Really? I think of it as the opposite. I thought people were like, Mario Kart 8 looks better than the 3D Mario. That's what a lot of people were saying. Like, Mario Kart 8's graphics already were appealing when it was first shown. Like,
that's what
I think some people were skeptical of those replays being... I know some people were saying they didn't think that was really the game.
Yeah.
So I guess,
it definitely blew me away visually, because I don't know, I guess I was expecting a better Mario Kart Wii, visually, and it's way more than that. Like, like you said, the amount of detail that's going on, and even in the backgrounds. And I'm playing a game like, Forza 5, where the car models are gorgeous, but then the environments are okay. And then you have people in crowds is paper mache like a mother.
I remember that too. Hey man, but don't worry, Forza 6 coming out pretty soon.
I honestly, I didn't even think about Mario Kart 8 until like that holiday direct where they showed more in depth, and like I don't remember when they showed like the slowing down where Mario's mustache was like waving in the wind.
That was hilarious.
That's when I was like, wow, they took it to that level. Like, wow, like, but
yeah, like all the little details, like with the signage and all that stuff, with like I remember like Game Explain, like going through and like pointing out everything, and I'm like, this is some detailed craziness. Like, and it doesn't have to be like it doesn't like add to the kart racing, but it just adds to the the depth of the game.
Overall experience.
Yeah.
See, that's when graphics really do contribute to a game in a way that, adds to the overall experience. If it's just graphically impressive, but the gameplay sucks, you get sucked out of it. Well, Mario Kart, I haven't been more involved in a Mario Kart game mentally in my life.
No.
I think this is almost everybody's favorite Mario Kart game.
DS is still my favorite, and that's probably because I be getting murked on Mario Kart 8. I just
DS was
clicking.
Good. DS was very good. It had a better character selection. It had Rob in it. I think
it did.
the extra modes and the challenges and stuff definitely.
Yeah,
that
took.
And it was the first one I was online. I used to play on that thing so much.
I'm scared to know how many hours I put into that game.
Yeah, it's.
I went back and played it, and it's hard to go back to the D-pad.
Well, yeah, it's definitely hard to go back to a D-pad now. So.
But
I had perfected it back then. Yeah.
And then graphics, yeah.
So, King Rapachi has a controversial statement here. I want to get your guys' thoughts.
Uh-oh.
He says, Devil's Third is looking great, not really seeing the problem that others have. What do you guys think about the game?
Online?
I don't give a damn when's that Splatoon update coming out. That's what I'm working on. Let me get my maps.
I don't know when King is being serious.
Yeah, I don't know if he's being serious.
Because I know he likes to play around.
But let me tell you something. I watched his video. He said Nintendo games need to take what we can get based on third-party support. I was gonna make a video responding to you, boy, but I'm gonna say it here. If a game sucks, it sucks.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be bought.
I'm not into buying stuff just because that's all there is.
And sometimes there are games that look bad and that look like they play bad. This game looks like everything wrong with modern video game design. Yes, we need to wait and see, but we're not just going to take what we can get. We're going to wait till the reviews come out, hear what's really going on with this game, and then we might buy it. But if it doesn't get bought, if it doesn't sell well, don't blame us and be like, see, this is why people don't support Nintendo with third party. If the game is garbage, it doesn't matter how many times it's been upgraded or put to new systems. The game is garbage. We don't need to buy it.
And
third-party trash on anybody's console.
And I was gonna say, and I want to clarify, it's not just a graphical thing, because I'll take another game that's coming out this year, Rodea and the Sky Warrior. That game looks rough as fuck.
Yeah,
It's a Wii game. It's a Wii game.
Yeah, and that's the reason why. But I still think that game looks fun. Like,
exactly.
It's not about the visuals to me.
Yeah,
it's about the gameplay.
Yeah.
So my point is, if you got ugly visuals and it don't look like it plays fluidly,
right?
It just seems like you're wasting your time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I play. A lot of people gonna disagree.
You're breaking up.
Yeah, no, man, you're getting auto-tune on.
Hello.
There you go.
Hello.
Try it again.
Deus Ex is not a pretty game to me. And it doesn't. It plays clunky. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like I was wasting my time with that game. You know what I'm saying? And so Devil's Third looks like it's taking that kind of clunkiness to a whole nother level. You know,
Deus Ex Human Revolution, you think it's clunky?
Dude, can we just be real?
The thing that kills me about
so
Deus Ex is that in some spots it looks really good, but then you look at some of those like some of the side character models, and they are ugly. They are hard to look at. Ugly. I'm serious. Like it's some character models, like people on the street and whatnot. Ooh,
that's one of the games.
But you can tell. I'm sorry, Tommy.
They actually put in a lot of effort into the gamepad usage, though.
Yeah, I mean, you know I love the game. I talk about it every chance I get.
I know. I was about to say, I just got the game from based off of T's recommendation. I haven't got to play it yet, but I literally just got it on Amazon like a day ago.
Yes.
And see, this is another example of Nintendo fans not always agreeing with each other. Because I sold the game like after 2 weeks.
Dang.
It just didn't appeal to me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, that's
fine.
Let me tell you something.
I
That game doesn't look like it plays bad. Devil's Third looks like it plays bad. I mean, it looks stiff and whack, and everybody agrees. Like, and I'm not just saying that you should agree with everybody. I understand, Grinpachi, you always have a unique viewpoint and everything, but bruh, be honest with yourself. Like, look at that boss fight with him and the dude in the prison breakout, the bald head, redneck looking dude. Like, listen to that game. Listen to the sound design. Look at how the screen transitions from third to first person.
Oh yeah, it's like no frames. It's just
that's jarring as hell.
That's the stuff we're talking about.
If you're gonna have a hyper realistic game, that kind of stuff doesn't need to be happening. You know, we deserve better than that. I don't care if people say the Wii U is weak. We deserve better than that.
Look, we know we can get better than that because we got better looking games.
We got better than that on
way better.
You know, like Dr. Trey made a very good video where he was like, dude, Skylanders looks better than most games on this system. Fluid animation, you know what I'm saying? Particle effects and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And the game actually plays well too. It's got fluid controls relatively for a Skylanders game.
Oh yeah, that game looks way too good considering what it is.
Yeah, it does. But most games actually do. But Devil's Third looks like the whole package of badness.
Yeah, and then when I heard about the microtransactions and the free-to-play model on PC, I was like,
Yeah,
no, fuck this.
you can kiss my ass.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
that game could be like one of those, like a B movie. It could be fun because it's bad.
So bad.
It's so bad it's good, you know,
Well,
that kind of thing.
it's not worth $60 for a game.
Yeah, but you still.
If that's the case, I mean,
that game is only good.
I was gonna say if you're gonna buy the game, I would still wait until the price dropped at least.
Look, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna buy it, but it's not gonna be at $60.
let me just point out something that's pretty much factual. When previews are lackluster, they're usually being nice because they have to, because it's a preview and they got early access.
Full game.
So when the previews are bad, the reviews are usually worse. So just take that into consideration. I'm not saying trust all reviews. Play the game for yourself, rent it or whatever. I don't think King's got an actual Wii U. I think he's just PC. But he says that he bought.
He had 3 Wii U's and he sold them all 3 times.
Yeah. So
Wait, seriously? Why?
Crazy.
he says he bought games that weren't.
I'm good friends with him, but I still don't agree with that.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah.
whatever.
But it's him.
If he thinks the
I don't
game
care
looks
about
good, just like Retro Death thinks the game looks good. I mean, the combat looks okay. If it wasn't for the choppiness.
I'm already not a third-person shooter fan, so like the only thing I was probably gonna try to melee my way through the game, and I thought the game looked okay enough, but like after you watch some of the gameplay, just the way the game starts and those first few sections, and
It's
then
boring. It's like repetitive and boring just watching the first mission.
Yeah, you just
Like,
kind
I
of.
want to be able to be excited while I'm watching the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. Bayonetta has been done before. There are games out there that are like Bayonetta.
Yeah.
When you watch Bayonetta, it's fun. Mario Brothers, oh my God, it's been done before. But every time I watch 3D World, once the good footage came out, like the new trailers and stuff, it was the bomb. I played Smash Brothers more than any other game by far. And watching the footage of that game still made me excited. And not just because it was Smash Brothers, because it looked fun. Funner than what I had been playing. Devil's Third does not look fun. Doesn't look like I'm going to have fun.
I wish it.
Yeah, how does like a Call of Duty port for the Wii U look better? In this game, like,
and more fun. Like I'm going to enjoy it more.
Yeah.
And I mean that the game had a tough or development cycle and whatever.
That's always a red flag.
But
I think that's what people are giving it credit for, is the fact that it's a miracle that came out, and we should take it.
But that's like saying a dead baby came out that's like kind of breathing like that.
That game should have come out.
Maybe I would take it. Maybe I would take what I can get if it wasn't for all this extra, you know. Like if it was, let's say it's $50, and all that stuff that they're trying to make you buy after. Maybe if that was all in the game, and they just said, "Well, we're gonna take these lumps because the game isn't up to par," then that would make me, you know, think about it twice. Maybe I would get it then at that point. But if you're gonna give me this, which doesn't look like a good game, and then you're talking about the DLC that you're talking and the microtransactions and all that stuff, you're just killing any chance of me even getting excited about it.
I mean, I'm not even looking forward to. A lot of people are saying, well, maybe the multiplayer is going to be good. But I'm like, so the PC multiplayer is free to play though, but we're paying for it, and then on top of that, we can't even play with each other with the people in the PC version. So I'm like.
It's not like I haven't bought a bad game at $60. I bought, well, I don't want to say bad, but mediocre to average. Ninja Gaiden, Ninja Gaiden, however you want to say it. The Wii U one, what was it called? Razor's Edge.
Well,
that game isn't great by any stretch of the, you know.
That's the best version of the game. Though.
It's the best version of the game, but you know, I bought that and enjoyed it. And why can't this at least look in the outset as good as that game, which was a launch title?
Could you imagine a game that has a slow, clunky, single-player campaign? Could you imagine what it's going to be like online on a system that doesn't have the best online service? You know what I'm saying? Like, could you imagine the downgrade it's going to see with that? Not just visually, but gameplay-wise.
Yeah.
Like,
It's not like their track records in online gaming. Like
no, not at all.
No.
So
so
wait to see. We ain't gonna just take what we can get. We're not gonna take it if it's garbage.
and I wanted
That's all
that
I
game
can
to be
say.
good. Let's make that clear.
I still want it to be good. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we're not seeing something. And
I hope I have to eat all the crow in the world.
seriously,
That would be a win. That would be a win in my mind if a game
Exactly.
turned out,
Yeah.
the online come out and it was fun and everyone was enjoying it. But all right, so Capable Tie 7 asks, "Are you guys excited for Scalebound, and do you think it's going to make you want an Xbox One?" I can't be excited for a game based just off a CG trailer. I am intrigued to see the actual gameplay, knowing it's Hideki Kamiya and Platinum. And I do love dragons. I like the setting, so I'm excited to see more. But I'm not like gonna say, "Oh, I want Xbox One" until I actually see gameplay. Should ask this question after Gamescom, and I could have probably answered it better.
I have an interesting story about what I think of that game.
Okay.
Depending on what it turns out to be in terms of gameplay and subject matter, it could be Platinum's answer to Monster Hunter. I'm hoping it is. You know what I'm saying? And you think about Monster Hunter X, the newest Monster Hunter game that's been teased to come out, right? That game has a lot of action-oriented Platinum X-esque moves that they're adding to the game. So I'm just like, I sense some competition going on. You know what I'm saying? So I think I'm excited because of that, and because of their track record. So I can definitely say I'm excited for the game, even though it's a TV trailer. Just knowing what these cats do in the studio is enough for me to not say I'm gonna buy it day one, because I'm probably not gonna get an Xbox, but it's enough to consider it. So.
Yeah, I mean it's got my interest peaked, but it could
I
turn
know
out
that-
to be a full act. I mean, it could just be a ridiculous action game too. We don't know.
True.
Enough to make you want to get an Xbox One. I already got one. I ain't one of you Wii U only Nintendo fags. No, but yeah, I mean, I want to be excited about it, but I haven't seen anything. I've seen CG trailers. So
Yeah.
I mean, this Platinum Games, yes, I'm pretty confident it's going to be a good game, but it's still hard for me to get excited until I see actual gameplay. So
Yeah.
All right, so Retro Desk got a few comments. I'm gonna get to. We're talking about the weapons in Splatoon. He says the bucket and the Gatling gun are part of 2 new weapon classes or types.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
Yeah.
because there's like the paintbrush, then we had the octo brush, which was kind of similar. So yeah,
I'm
but
gonna try that one.
still at this point, we're getting 2 new weapons. I mean, they'll eventually become their own classes with variations. But how many variations on the bucket can there be? We'll have to see. Maybe they'll find a way.
small bucket, big bucket,
There's probably some highly Japanese
bucket
stuff.
of tears.
Oh, is that the Wii U tears? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right. So he also says he'll be part of your A team.
Oh yeah, fools. Oh, now we talking.
I can be your howling mad mate. I don't know. And then he says, "Get on that plane, fool." We need the tranquilizers to get T on the plane.
Oh wow.
You know, T don't get on no plane. No helicopters.
All right. We're not gonna get to all the questions. I want to let everybody know there's quite a few left. I'm gonna do like 10 minutes more. So not gonna get to everyone. So sorry. Let's see. Let's ask this non-Nintendo question. Are you guys excited for Final Fantasy 15 at Gamescom? And is this a JRPG or is it another genre? To me, it looked like a Xenoblade meets Monster Hunter, but I didn't watch a whole lot of footage. But anybody excited to see that game again? I mean, we've seen it a few times now.
I'm ready for the game to come out.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till the game comes out before I say anything else about it.
Did anybody play that beta or whatever? Or,
The
I mean,
demo.
I don't own consoles of new games. I don't know what it is for.
Yeah.
yeah, it didn't. I don't know. It didn't.
I wasn't gonna buy that Final Fantasy dog shit just to get a demo, like because that game didn't look worth the damn from what I've seen. I don't even know what it's called. It's Final Fantasy something.
Then they like Zero or something.
Zero, something like that. Yeah. And I was like, that's not enough to get me buy a demo, or basically to get the demo. So I passed on that.
All right, so Tony Coran says, excellent article on the Project Cars scam, Mizzy. Do you think Shinen Games is the most reliable in making higher quality indie games like Fast Racing Neo?
Well, I mean, yeah, the proof is in the pudding. They've proven for a long time. Like, I remember the first Shinen game I played was Iridian 3D on Game Boy Advance. Well, yeah, holla at me if you know what I'm talking about.
How'd that one get released? Like in full?
It was a cartridge. It was a full cartridge, yeah. And I remember buying. I was doing a little bit of graphic touring when I bought it because it just looks really good for a Game Boy Advance game. And that's when I started recognizing Shinin. It wasn't that great of a game, but it was just so good looking at it. I was doing a little Rizzo.
Yeah, their games weren't the best actual games, but they were doing something.
They're like Crytek.
They were just really technically good, and then they got the gameplay like mid 2000s, 2006, 2007 is when they started like making really good games.
Yeah, NanoStray was getting there, but NanoStray had a lot to improve on.
Right. NanoStray on DS. So
yeah,
I'm gonna expose myself. I not literally, but I haven't. Time I heard of Shinin. The first time I heard of Shinin was Nano Assault Neo on the Wii U.
Well, that's fine if you weren't like going ham on the WiiWare and stuff like that.
Yeah, I downloaded some. I got Lost Winds and World of Goo, but yeah, I miss Fast Racing and all their other games.
I was gonna say Terminator. You ain't alone. I'm about the same way.
Did anybody play Lost Winds too? I love the first one.
It's alright because a lot of people. I think a lot of Nintendo fans tend to talk about Shinin more than they actually play Shinin games. Like basically, there's a lot of perping when it comes to Shinin. I think, which is I don't want to say it's fine, but at least you're being honest.
Well, after I heard their plans for Fast Racing Neo and their goal with that and Art of Balance came out, I decided to buy Nano Assault Neo just to support them. It's a fun little time waster, but I didn't put a whole lot of time into that.
Art of Balance, like I never finished. I love everything about that game. Like even like to the music. I think the music is just soothing.
It's a therapeutic game.
Yeah, it's so therapeutic.
Except for when you get frustrated and want to throw your gamepad because you can't.
But even I can't get even because of the music, I can't get too frustrated. The music keeps me docile. And it's so technically sound and beautiful and all that good stuff.
That dude seemed very enthusiastic at the treehouse.
I like that dude.
Oh, yeah.
He really won me over. Like, he's really passionate and kind of a dork, but in a good way,
Hey, man, you're a gamer. That's like
he was nerding over a lot of stuff. So.
Oh, yeah.
Tony Coran, what do you guys and Foos think of Super Mario Maker commercial, and what's the deal with Nintendo of America never mentioning coming 9/11 in their commercials? Because it just says coming September.
I think it's like, didn't they change it to the 12th?
So I was gonna say, didn't they just move it a day?
Because they just said coming September in the.
I think that's why, because it's 9/11. That's why.
I don't know why they didn't think of that.
They thought about that after the fact. Like,
they were like,
because they're racist, man. They don't like Americans.
They don't
care. I think they might have legit forgot. Like, they just didn't think about it.
And then they were just like, oh god.
Well, that's probably a Friday, and they like to release one.
Yeah, it's probably what it is. It's probably on a Friday. Mm-hmm. It just
make it 10th, so I can get it one day sooner.
Right, make it the 10th. Don't go 11th. Make it the 10th.
But I really like that.
Or 12th.
Nostalgia commercial that's like 3 minutes long on YouTube, where it shows all the different, the 4 different Mario 2D Mario games. It really highlights how different those games are from one another, man. Like, people that say they're all the same, man. They're so different. The gameplay, the power-ups, it just plays so much different.
Yeah, I'm about to expose myself. I haven't even seen that commercial in question.
Go watch my latest video. It's got the whole commercial on it.
Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, and I've said that forever. Like, people who say Mario games are all like talking out their ass. They obviously haven't played them, or they just want to troll. because Mario, even Mario 1 to Mario 2 are so different. Like obviously 2 was Doki Doki Panic, but that was 2 to us. So
And 3 just
and
took
3
it
is just like what? so yeah, I'm
just like
so excited for that game, man.
yeah, people that say that, just like this dude was trying to tell me it's not possible to have a lobby full of 8 friends in Splatoon. He kept asking me to explain it better, and I'm just like, dude, you obviously don't own the game.
Right.
It's pretty simple. Your friends join, they wait, their match is over. If there's room, it throws them in. Then another.
Have you
friend.
watched any gameplay? Like even if you don't have it, have you watched people playing it? You
Like,
can clearly see.
On average, I'm playing with at least 2 to 3 friends every time I play the game, and a few times it's been 5, 6, 7, and 8 full lobbies of friends. So. But anyway, it was just an example of somebody questioning and saying something who obviously didn't play the game and didn't understand. But all right, we'll do 2 more questions. Capable Tie 7. Have any of you guys played Journey? It's very Nintendo-ish game graphically and from the emphasis on gameplay over story. I played the demo, and I just didn't get into it in the 30 minutes or 20 minutes I played. But I believe the game's great, and I do appreciate that they took gameplay on the forefront, and I do respect the game. But did anybody here actually play it?
Yeah, I don't think I beat it. I know I got really far, but I never ended up finished. I think my PlayStation died or something. I just never got back into playing it. But Journey is one of those games where I talk about video games being art, and it's definitely that. Like the music, the visual style, it definitely had an art emphasis on it, and it lends to the gameplay. So yeah, it's definitely one of those games that I look at as far as like influencing the industry and just being a piece of art.
And yeah, definitely.
I want Abzu to be like that too. You know Abzu, right? The next one that they're making. That's what got me excited again for Journey. Like once I get my PlayStation, I'll probably get both of those and check that out. I haven't experienced it yet.
No, I haven't played it, but it looked pretty cool from what I've seen of it. I just haven't had a chance to play it.
Journey and Flower and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely taking the more artistic approach.
Yeah,
making the argument for games as art, not just entertainment. All right, Retro Death. He's asking me if there'll be another Fresh Juice episode on the horizon, and Ms. T, will there be more drone busting? I'll probably do another Fresh Juice once I get a couple more of my final amiibos, and maybe I'll just show my full.
No, man. When you see that collection.
Yeah, but I don't know. Those videos didn't get much traction, and it felt almost like bragging. Hey, look what I bought. I kind of stopped doing them just because it didn't feel like the direction I wanted to go. So,
Right.
What about you with the drone busting? Are you done with that, or?
As you can see, I've kind of moved away from like quote unquote targeting certain people because people in this community are very sensitive, and they can't take laughing at them. They can't take laughing at themselves. But I have one more, at least one more Attack of the Drones in me, and I've been working on it kind of in the background for a while. I guess I'll check the response of that, check the response of the people I'm kind of making fun of, and to me it's all like playful fun. It's nothing like attacking anybody, but some people get seriously butthurt and need that butt paste afterwards, and so I guess I'll do that one and see how it pans out, and then decide if I'm going to keep doing those.
You just need to keep the spirit of keeping people straight. That's all. It doesn't need to be drone busting. But I mean, like today, you did it. I mean, you kind of did it in a way. It was the same just with calling out the project.
Yeah, I mean, I think I still do it to a sense. I just don't I don't make basically a response video when I drone bust.
Yeah.
It's kind of an overall thing. I think if you target one person or whatever, that's when you get yourself in trouble. So I try to make it about the community and kind of people's overall thoughts on something. So.
See, my problem is I don't believe in trouble. The internet. If you mad, Don't get mad, bro.
All right, I'm going to ask this question because I'm not sure what game he's talking about, King Grapachi. Do you guys think that THP 5 should come to the Wii U? I'm pretty sure the Nintendo community will support it. So anybody know what THP 5 stands for?
Let me pull out Google for a second.
Seriously, I don't know. What that is.
PHP 5.
It's a 5. I'm guessing he's shortened. It's
It's a-
3 words.
It's a sequel to THX 1. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's why I asked it because I want to figure out what that is.
I'm about to say that's gotta be an acronym for something.
How about Street Fighter 5 since Ryu is in Smash Bros? Why don't you ask us that? I think Nintendo fans will support that.
No, man, I want to know the Tatsunoko versus Capcom. That's what I want.
Seriously.
I would pick that before Street Fighter though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, you need to spell that out because nothing THP.
Yeah, I can't find. No, I see Tony Hawk Pro Skater. That's all.
I guess that could be Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Maybe, yeah.
No, it would have an S in it. That's not.
You're missing the S.
Skater.
So
No,
we'll just say sure.
Why not?
Maybe.
Go for it.
And Space Ninja Joe says they got to call the NX the Wii NX. The Wii Next. No.
We next.
God.
Call it the Wii and 360 with you. Shout out.
Swag.
All right. So that's gonna be it. Good hour and a half podcast with you guys. So we'll do the final thoughts and we're gonna wrap this up. So we'll start with Meza T and Sean Troll. Any final thoughts or anything you want to say before we go?
Well, you know how I was like kind of keeping you Nintendo fags in line. Thank you for having me on, and you know, just let's continue to keep on exposing Mr. T and his fake Nintendo faggot.
And yeah, he did mean Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5, by the way.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I'd play it. I'd probably play it.
I haven't played Tony Hawk.
It's been long enough.
Yeah, I'm overdue.
It got a little too much to have them out every year or two, but I think now it's the right time. But yeah. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Ms. T. You didn't get your final thought yet.
No. You know, great cast. Always have fun on the Juice is Loose, and make sure you play Nintendo foods.
All right. Next up, Terrell. Anything you want to say before we go?
Thanks for having me. Always been having a lot of fun on these. Look forward to keep doing more of them. Just play your games and look forward to that Splatoon update. So life's a game, play to win.
All right. And real quick, I'm not sure what his name. Visor Grunt R34. He says one day they will find a vaccine for the Nintendo what was it? Exodium or poisoning for the Red Ninjas. What was that? Oh, T's muted. Intendium. I thought it was Xbox something, but anyway.
No, it's like I remember Xi. I want to say Xi. I don't know. That's not right.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Yep.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah, that's what he put. So maybe someday, but I think as time passes, I think the effects of that will start wearing off, and people will start playing Nintendo games again. So anyway,
stop. Don't fool yourself. Yeah, stop.
last but not least, back from at least 6 months
From the
on the
Twilight
Juice is
round.
Loose. And
That's clever.
then, yeah, Twilight Bites. Anything you want to say before we go?
All I'm gonna say is thanks, man, for having me on. I enjoyed it. I look forward to more times with you guys. Y'all
Yeah.
be cool.
Great having you back on, and good discussion, good laughs, and like I said in the beginning, we try to have fun here on the Juice is Loose. I think that's really the only way I want, like the only direction I wanted it to go for a little bit there. Maybe it got a little more serious, but I think getting back to just having fun and talking about video games and not being afraid to be Nintendo fanboys when the moment arises. But there's nothing wrong with it as long as you're not in denial.
Yeah, please don't be.
So anyway, I want to thank everybody who watched this and submitted questions. Didn't get to every single one, but I think we answered a good amount. And Capable Tie 7 last week, he asked a bunch of questions on the Q&A app, and they just didn't pop up on my feed. So he thought, I was just not asking them because I didn't like them or something, but no. So sorry about that again, and got to your questions this time. So I don't know what was up with that last week, but anyway, that's going to be it. I want to thank my guests for being on. The Juice is Loose, number 52, and we'll see you on the next video.